We often talk about building community, but community does not simply happen. It takes vision, clear communication, collaboration, and constant work behind the scenes. Tonight, we're talking about the work behind the launch of Impact Leaders Connect Community. This is a 30. Let's get started. Well, hello there again. Welcome to the 30, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the 30. The 30 is a production of the Jackman Group LLC. Thank you for being here. And of course, the 30 is a space for meaningful conversation designed to support your personal, professional, and leadership growth. Do me a huge favor. If you're watching this from YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. If you're watching it from LinkedIn, like this episode and certainly repost it so that others can see it. If you like what we're doing at the 30 or with the Jackman Group, send us an email. You can send it to info@jackmangroupllc.com. That's info@jackmangroupllc.com. I'm excited about tonight because we're continuing our series, More Than a Network. And over the last few weeks, we've been talking about the difference between having contacts and having real community. We started off with episode 1 of the series, and that was, we have contacts, but do we have community? Then we asked our second question was, who has permission to challenge you? And tonight we're taking a conversation behind the scenes. We're going to clear from in front, and now we're going to take it more behind the scenes. Because, folks, it's easy to talk about the value of community, but community does not build itself. Someone has to think the vision through. Someone has to create the invitation. Someone has to communicate what community is, who is for, and why it matters. And after the launch, someone still has to keep up with the community, communicating, inviting, and helping people stay connected. And tonight I am joined by none else than Brenna McAvinney Bonis. And she's the guru behind our Impact Leaders Connect community. Brenna is one of our strategic partners supporting marketing and online operations for the Jackman Group LLC. So she's played an important role in helping us bring the vision of Impact Leaders Connect community to life. So I want to basically show you who is the brains behind this thing. And she's helped us to develop the membership plans, the descriptions. She's built and organized the online experience, how to communicate the launch through social media, email, and of course, she helps with our monthly and bi-monthly or bi-weekly newsletter. So let's welcome Brenna to the stage. Brenna, welcome to the 30. Thank you for
Hi,
joining
Patrick.
us.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you're here because, as I said, you are the brains behind this whole
Oh,
operation, this new initiative of Impact Leaders Connect
thank
community.
you.
So let's begin by giving our viewers the opportunity to know who you are, what you're about, and basically a background of Brenna.
Yeah, of course. My background, Patrick, is actually in leadership, operations, and organizational development. And many years I've spent in leadership roles prior to staying home with my three kids, before earning my master's degree in strategic leadership. And through the Jackman Group, I've been utilizing that to help bring ideas to life through marketing, automation, and the community development. Uh,
And we love that. So we welcome you, and we are thankful that you can bring that whole marketing piece, bring the leadership operations, bring an online space. So thank you so much for doing that. You
Absolutely.
joined us, I think you came on in
Yes. Yep. April.
April 1st, and you've taken this, you've gone, you've run with it. I gave you the vision and you just went wild with it.
Yes,
So
that's the
thank you.
exciting part. Yes, absolutely.
So tell us what has been your highlight so far since you started with us in April of this year as one of our strategic partners.
I think one thing that I've really enjoyed is seeing ideas move from our conversations into real initiatives and programs and watching it kind of unfold in real time. That's a very rewarding feeling, is all of the behind the scenes and then it playing out.
Right. And we know you said you have three kids,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
husband, so you don't have a lot of time. So I am grateful and thankful that you decided to come on as one of our strategic partners and give us some of the time that you have in terms of your capacity, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
And
go ahead, Brennan.
I wanted to thank you too for giving me the opportunity to expand and use my brain to for the greater good in leadership.
Uh, Great. Now, one of the things that I wanted to bring you on, and one of the reasons that I want you to join us tonight is really talk about the Impact Leaders Connect
Yes.
community, because people usually see the final post, they see the email that goes out. When they click on the link, they go to the landing page. They see what you've written in the newsletter. They hear what I talk about, especially on the 30 or any opportunity that we have in terms of talking about it when we are training or coaching. But I wanted to
Right.
talk with you about uh, the whole community as a whole. When you first heard about the vision, what stood out to you most?
When I first heard the vision, I think what stood out to me the most was that it was focused on ongoing growth. So many leadership experiences end after one event, but Connect was designed to help people continue learning beyond that event, to continue growing and staying connected throughout their leadership journey. And I think that is the focus on the Connect community as a whole.
Great. And what are some of the first things that we had to think through before Connect could move from idea or
Mhm.
thought
Right.
to reality to something that people could actually join? Walk us through that journey, not just what you thought about it, but how did it come from your perspective, from idea discussion to reality and launch?
Yeah, so after many meetings and conversations between Patrick and I, we had to really think through the membership experience. Who was it for, what each membership would include, and how we could make everything clear and easy to understand. We wanted every part of the experience to feel intentional and to meet the emerging leaders where they were at.
Okay. And so we know that it's just not for emerging leaders. We know that it's
Right.
for leaders.
Yep.
It's for entrepreneurs. It's for professionals.
Right.
Right. And it basically
Right.
is for anyone that want to have a community.
That's correct.
Right. So
Yeah.
that was the vision for it. How did you work through making each level clear while keeping the community's overall purpose in the forefront and being consistent?
Yeah, consistency with each membership was really priority because we are trying to give the community the resources, the conversations, and the safe space to connect with each other. And it was really important that when we were discussing what each membership included, that we were having a system where the leaders could grow into the next membership tier.
And what went into it when you made a decision after hearing what the vision is? What went into it to come up with the various tiers? If you look at them, well, first, what are the tiers? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. The first tier is the select tier. And then the second tier is essentials. And then the third tier is insider.
Okay. So let's say I wanted to jump into the insider because I want insider information. I want as much as possible. Brenna, give me as much information that you can because I like the word insider. What are some of the things that I get? And do I get everything from the other two tiers?
Yes. Let me just pull up here really quickly so I can give you all of that information.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that our viewers understand
absolutely
what is at hand and the information, but the content and the knowledge that they're going to gain from the lowest tier to the highest tier.
Yeah. So if we start with Connect Select, it's perfect for individuals who are looking to stay connected to the community and receive ongoing leadership-focused resources and updates. So that includes access to the community, resource library from Patrick, community discussions and event announcements, and just real intentional connection. And that might be for community members, and this is for all community members, but for those who are, facing similar issues, similar challenges, they want to have a real connection with other leadership individuals who are growth-minded and, kind of bouncing things off of each other, if you will. The Connect Essentials group is really designed for leaders who want more intentional leadership development, deeper discussion, and ongoing growth opportunities. So it includes everything in the Select membership. And then there's monthly leadership teachings from Patrick or the Jackman Group, exclusive discussions, leadership updates, and priority event access. So you'll know about an event before we start launching it. So you have early access to that. And then the Insider is built for leaders seeking a higher level insight. Maybe that's strategy or exclusive access designed for support for continued personal and professional growth. So it has everything from Connect Essential, and in addition, a monthly live Q&A with Patrick, quarterly one-to-one strategy sessions, insider content only. So that's a membership advantage in the insider, is that you have some content that is only for that level. And then special event discounts.
That's fantastic. And just a added note to those that are thinking about it. As Brenna said, I'm not the only one that will be teaching or giving or talking, right, or presenting. It is from the entire team. And sometimes based on where we are, we may bring in some additional partners to help us with the community. So if you may be tired of hearing my voice or seeing me, but you may be listening to Brenna or to someone else from the team, because all of our team members are experts in their field. And some people may not like the word experts, but they may be very proficient in their knowledge of certain areas within the community. So if you don't want to hear from me, you don't have to. You may want to hear from someone else, but that's part of being a community member or a team member.
Yes. And just to add, no matter really which membership someone chooses, they're joining a community committed to leadership growth and continuous development. So they're going to get the camaraderie of the group. And then the insider level is where you're going to get a lot more one-to-one with the Jackman Group team or the guests that we bring on.
Great. Anything else, Brenna? Why should someone, if you're to look back as you built and created the tiers, what are a couple of reasons as to why someone should join the Connect community and become a member?
It's a really great question. I think there's 3 main reasons that we focused on when we developed the community. And that was, 1, ongoing growth. Leadership is more of a journey than a destination, if you will. And it provides resources and encouragement to keep going year round throughout your entire leadership journey. It's not just you take in one class and then you're done. It helps nourish the leadership within you. And then 2, meaningful community. You're surrounded by growth-minded leaders who inspire, support, and challenge one another. And I think the third one would be its practical value. The tools, the conversations, the resources are all designed to be applied immediately in your leadership career and business. So you're learning, you're bouncing things off of each other. It's exciting to hopefully to grow and kind of take a life of its own. The more members, the more insight, the more you have to bounce off of each other and really learn from each other.
So you're not just being a part of a network, you're part of a true community.
Yes.
You're just not taking, you're also giving, right?
That's correct. Yeah. It's perfectly said. Yes.
Great. So we recently launched, we've officially launched.
Yes.
We are at, I think it was a week ago that we actually launched it.
Yes, that's correct.
And this is for leaders. If I'm a leader, if I'm an emerging leader, entrepreneur, professional, what if I'm not those yet? Well, I am a professional, or I'm just getting into my professional space, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a leader. I'm just trying to enter into this space. Can I join?
Of course you can join. It is for anyone who is looking to grow in leadership, and it could be personal growth too. But I think a great strategy would be to starting at the select group, and then, as you grow, increasing your tier level to meet you where you're at in your leadership journey.
Great. Which one, I know there are three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you say is the sweet spot? If you were to pick one, I know
Mm-hmm.
that you, well, we all have some ideas as to which one is best for us. But if you were to pick one, which one would you pick personally?
Personally, um, I think for me personally, in my perspective, and having had my master's in strategic leadership and having had roles in leadership before, a sweet spot would be, I would say the essential plan is where I would start, and then I would go into the insider, uh,
Okay.
because I think the information and the value of information being given by the guests and the Jackman Group team is a really great resource. And I would, going into a position where I might be working full time, or um, managing a group of people, leading a group of people, um, I would say the insider would probably be more geared toward um, getting the tools and the advice and then applying them. But for me, for right where I am right now, it would be the essential plan.
So the essential plan. So I sign up on that. I become a member, and I down the road I want more. I'm
Yep,
not totally locked into the essential plan. I can upgrade and move up to the insider, right?
that's correct.
Okay. All
Yep,
right.
yep.
So as we look forward, Brenna, what are you most excited about as we continue developing and growing Impact Leaders Connect community?
I think, like I said before, I'm really excited to watch it take a life of its own. We've spent a lot of time building the foundation, um, and I really am excited to see the members engaging with each other, supporting one another in whatever challenge they have or questions that they might have, and making Connect really their own space.
Great. Brenna, I want to thank you for being
Absolutely.
here. I know you're working on some other cool stuff. I can't wait to see what other genius stuff that you come up with.
Oh, thank
But but
you.
certainly thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you for what you've done with the Impact Leaders Connect community. And as we move forward, I know that this is going to benefit a lot of leaders, potential leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, and those that desire to get into that space. So, what is, if you were to say any last words for our viewers, what would those last words be?
The last words I would leave you with is that, again, this is a journey and not a destination, and there's always room for growth. And like Patrick has said many, many, many times, is um, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. So surrounding yourself with as many people as you can who are in the same situation that you might be in, I think is a benefit and a real resource to help your own personal growth.
Brenna, thank you very much for joining me, for joining us on the 30. I greatly
Absolutely.
appreciate I appreciate all the work that you've done with our Impact Leaders Connect community, and bringing it from an idea and a thought and to launch a reality. And I can't wait to bring you back down the road as the community grows. And
Absolutely.
maybe
I'd
you
love to be
will
back.
bring yourself and some community members that may want to
Yeah,
join us.
that would be great. Yes, I would love to do that.
So thank you again.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you for taking your time. Thanks to your husband and your kids. Enjoy the rest of your night, and may God bless you and your family.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we've been talking to Brenna, and Brenna is the architect. She is the guru who have put together the Impact Leaders and Connect community. She took it from idea and thought into launch and reality. Now, if you would like to join the Impact Leaders Connect community, the link is in the description. Make sure that you click on the link, go to our landing page. Don't just look at it for information. Look at it to join, right? Because we want to make sure that like-minded people are in the room. And when you're in the room, don't just take, also give. But the first step is to join the community and be part of the room. Well, tonight's conversation is a basic reminder that community does not build itself. Folks, it takes vision. It takes intentionality. It takes communication. It takes collaboration. And it takes consistency. And above all, it takes people who are willing to contribute their strengths, their gifts, and their talents to something larger than themselves. The Impact Leaders Connect community is officially open. Make sure that you join. It was created for established and emerging leaders, entrepreneurs, professional, and growth-minded individuals who believe leadership development happens best through intentional conversation, shared insight, and ongoing collaboration. You can learn more. Click on the link in this episode description and join us as we move forward in building a community of leaders, a community of like-minded people. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Do it. So this has been another episode. This episode is Community Doesn't Build Itself. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. May God bless you and your family. We'll see you next week on another episode of The 30. See you later.